Welcome back to Photo Australia. This is part 3 of the Photocomp software. So we take a look at members actually entering in online, and I hope you enjoy. So now that we've set up a test competition, we can now update the members list, because as Grant pointed out, I ticked the that you have to be a member to be able to enter into the competition. So we actually have to put some members in, Grant.
Oh.
This has even changed a little bit since I've last looked at it. Here you've got your add button here. Oh, you got here, that's always been there, where you can mark them all as not paid. So that comes handy when your subs just rolled over for a new year. You can then just click a button that sets everybody as not paid. Mm-hmm. Not sure whether our comp secretary uses that feature or not, but
we'll have to ask him.
We'll have to ask him. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure the treasurer will be interested in that little box.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put myself in first. Mm-hmm. Photographic honours, I have none. And we'll use, that'd be fine. So and I hit 2 keys at once there. Very important that if you're going to run off of the emails, like our club does, very important that you get the email address correct. That's how they're going to be able to log in with the way that we set it up. If you use membership numbers, well then it's be more precise that the members know their number and entry. The only thing with the membership number is I sort of wonder whether if somebody just guessed a number, they could enter in on somebody else's behalf, whereas an email address is a little bit more difficult to figure out. A lot of this stuff you don't have to enter in. We enter in, and whether Andy still does it with our comp, I usually enter in a few details. It helps that if you need to contact somebody, well then you can ring them up or email them, or if you need to know their postal address, you can enter all of that in here. You can add any extra notes. Our club, and that we always ask them whether they want to have their stuff published on the website or not. So in the notes, I would write down, some members say, no, they don't want their photos to be published in a gallery on the website. So I'll add those notes in there so that way that I can use them as a reference later on.
And the address is really handy, because you can send a treasurer around in the middle of the night when they haven't paid their membership, and if you've met our treasurer, believe me, you do not want that happening.
So we could add that in, and if we want to add Grant, apply. So now we've got me as paid up and Grant not as paid.
Oh,
hand over your money now, Grant.
I wonder what that bank thing was doing.
That's
sitting
right.
Up there
That's right.
God's truth.
So
he's not bad, folks. He's not bad.
Yeah. So that's pretty much where you enter all your members in. You can. There's, like I said, there's more features here that you can use to export and import and different things like that, which I'll be using when I change the data over to this computer. But yeah, that's where you enter them in for the first time. Click apply. So now we've got 2 members that can actually enter into this competition. When we're done and finished with the competition, we know that this is all okay, what we were entering in beforehand. We can now, if you've paid for the server section of your license, you can now publish to the web. Now what this does, I'm surprised how streamlined he's made that now, because you used to have to type in all the stuff in there. But So here you can actually put one up there and show it as testing, which I'll tick, because this will actually go up on our club website, and Andy will probably have a fit. He has no idea that I'm mucking around there. Mm-hmm. So this will actually go up on our website. So what you do is on your actual website, you'll actually embed or link to the Photocomp server. With that, you'd have to get, and you might need some help with that, you basically have to embed what Phil sends you as your little server connection. You have to link it or embed it into your website. So that way that you can tell your members, go to our website, click on entry, or competition entry or whatever you've got set up on your website, and it will link to the server for Photocomp. And I'll show you what that looks like in a hot second.
But before you do that,
that's right. There's one box that you need to tick.
One box is critical here.
I was just reading some of the other boxes there. Upload the competition specification, very important.
Very important.
Usually already ticked.
But equally critical.
Upload valid membership numbers.
Nah.
We're using emails, so we leave that unticked. But if you're using membership numbers, I would presume that would possibly be important. But we don't use it ourselves. Upload the honours list. We don't worry about that.
Easy. That's easy for us. We are a club without honour.
Well, like this video, we're very average. Very average. So then down the bottom, we've got upload the members list.
Critical.
That's critical because we want our members list to go up on the server with all the email. The emails is the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
We want all of that go up on the server so that the emails are there. So then when they go to enter their competition, that it will let them in to enter their competition. So after all of that, and you've ticked for us is those two boxes, and we can click on upload.
And away it goes. Bye. Bye-bye. Specification. Off it goes.
Might take a while being our internet.
With this internet speed, we actually did a speed test on this internet here the other day, folks. Brad sent something. I wrote it out on a piece of paper, and his other house is about a mile across there. I beat the email across there. Yeah, true. I did. Brad doesn't believe me. I did.
I still don't know what I'm doing with that oven. Okay. So we've now published to the web.
Always important to hit that finish button too, isn't it, Brad? Every time you finish in Photocomp.
Yep. I'm just going.
Always hit that finish button as you get out of it.
Yeah. Don't hit the if you can help it. Don't close it by hitting the X.
Yep.
Yeah. Like Grant says, if you just click finish, is the best way of doing it. And
so this is all happening live, folks. So here we go. Drum roll. Do we have a drum roll? Entry. Right. Very good.
I don't think we've got any running at the moment except for what our test one is.
Should be. Ta-dum. Entry.
So at the moment, we've got a button on our website that goes to entry form. So clicking to that, that's actually linked to the photocomp-entries.net. And
there we are.
There's the test that we just made. Test main. And I ticked the box to say it's only for testing. That way it comes up with all this writing. So at the moment, our membership, if there wouldn't be too many lingering around clicking on buttons at the moment because we've got no competitions open as a club.
Except for the comp secretary.
The comp secretary, and that phone might go off in a minute.
Hang on. I'm vibrating. I'm vibrating. Look. Hello, Andy. Yes, we are. Yeah. Well, we're just doing a test. Well, I know you told us that we're not allowed back in there again, but we didn't. No, we didn't do a lot of harm last time. I know it only took you 3 weeks to get it sorted out again, but no. Well, blame Brad. He's got the mouse and the keyboard. Take it off him.
Too bad. I'm going to bring it down.
He's bigger and younger. What do you mean that doesn't matter? All right for you. Well, okay, we won't be long, and yes, I promise we'll put it back how we found it. Okay, bye.
It's too bad. So if any members come along and see this, they know that it's not a proper entry, which they'll know that with the way I've set it up anyway.
Yep, that's right.
So this was what it would normally look like for an entry. apart from the red writing there, is you type in your email address. This is me as an entrant. I'll click next. I'm going to have to grab some photos.
Yeah.
So ask me, are you Brad Hodge? Yes, I am. And this would be also if you've got to tick rules and all the rest of it.
Comes up on the next page, I think, doesn't it?
It might be the next page.
This is on this page as well. If you something you may know, Brad, you may not. We've got in Galway on that previous page. Can you just go back, because this will be important to some people. If you're, say, a husband and wife using the same email address to enter into, this applies to you. So if you read this, this is how the program handles one person using for two people using the one email address. So it can be done, and if you follow the instructions on this page, that is how you do it and where you do it.
So, yes, I am Brad. Now this is where it's got the tick box. So I am abiding by the rules.
Now this is where, remember in the web settings tab where we tick that box about how we access the classes? This is where, if we hadn't checked that little box, it would just go through each of the classes to the end.
Yeah.
By ticking the box, we can now jump between classes from this page.
And I'm going to grab another biscuit because I'm hungry. I've got some party pies and sausage rolls.
So you want me to talk while you eat the biscuit?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, while the Cookie Monster replenishes his energy levels, I'll keep talking to you folks. No, that's right. Yeah, right. Yeah. I said the Cookie Monster. Okay. So on this box, this is where you're ticking to show that you're applying with the competition rules, and this is where you can set whatever rules you like, perhaps on your website or wherever, and you can members by ticking that, saying that they've seen them and read them and will comply by them.
You can control it this time, Grant. Just grab your red mouse.
Particularly things like copyright, which is
just turn it on.
Pretty important.
Little button, just push it at the bottom.
That one.
That's it.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So copyright is particularly important. You just want to make sure that everybody understands and respects the copyright. So we go to the next section. Now here is where previously, when we were setting it up, remember we ticked a box on one of the pages back there that talked about recognising the categories. If we didn't tick that box, we would now go through every category one after the other, and you would click through on this next button. But by ticking that box, we can jump and choose if we want to. So we'll start, and to demonstrate that, I'll say we'll start with print open, and it says yes, we do want to enter print open. So we say,
so this is where those little comments that I wrote, they were very short and brief, but that's what comes up at the top there that you can see. Yeah,
and that's where I was saying, to get yourselves used to this initially, perhaps when you're setting it up, write in, say, text 1, text 2, text 3, so you understand how it relates and where it shows up, because that can get a little bit confusing as you go forward. Once it's in your head, you're right. But if you're like me, sometimes it's got to be belted in there a bit to get it to stick. So we choose our file, and you put that on the desktop, didn't you?
Yeah, hang on 1 second, Grant. I'll just move the camera here, only because it's blocking. Let's go up. Let's go up here. Okay, all yours.
Okay.
On the desktop.
Okay, right. So we go and find the images wherever you've stored them, okay? So it's...
that'd be one. That'll do.
That'll do?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the right size.
Yep. Okay.
So you want to make a thing about it's easier to name.
Yeah.
We'll do one that name. We'll name one of them, and
Yep.
one of them we'll leave as the camera
Yep.
one, just to show the difference.
Sure. The what I would have done if I was doing this doesn't make it right. It could be very wrong. But I would have created the folder called my competition folder for example, 2020. And then I would resize my images into that and rename them at that point. So I can go in quickly and find them and drop them in. But this is only a test, so we're doing it this way. So we're just picking up it by the file name, by the camera applied name. We click open and it does its thing, it does its thing, it does its thing.
Our internet's doing its thing.
I'll go and do a lap of the block while it's doing its thing. And we wait. Come on, Aussie Broadband, waiting for you to... And this is, we're not playing, this is Aussie Broadband is coming. It's going to be great when they turn up.
This is not Photocomp. This is... this is hell on earth. This is a terrible connection. I won't out whose connection it is, but it's the most terrible internet connection I've used in a long time. Normally, upload would be done
like that.
Very quick.
Normally it's a blink and
it's a blink and it's gone.
Yeah,
it's that quick.
This
is terrible.
I couldn't believe that speed test we did. What was it?
It's only like 1 megabit upload or two megabit upload.
Like you could run faster, I think, what that was going to do it. But anyway, so we're patient. We can sit here and do this patiently. Da, 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 da. I could sing, but you really wouldn't want to hear that. That's not good. No. Tone deaf, I've been told. So there we are. So it's now up there. Now you'll have to type that in because I don't have a keyboard over here.
Oh yes, I've got the keyboard.
So
I don't even know what one that is.
We'll call it number 1. So you put your title in there and away you go. So say it's easier if you do this preparation beforehand, and then because it'll pick up that title and drop it in there.
Yeah, well that's a point.
Which it should have done there. It should have actually picked up.
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether we haven't ticked something.
Quite possibly.
That wouldn't be something to do with tidying text or whatever. Doesn't sound like it would be. I don't know, but there's obviously something because normally it would.
It would replicate what's in the top file into the bottom file unless you've assigned a.
So let's now do what you should do. Let me just check. Okay, so that was that one. So normally if you actually title them properly, so now I've named them. If you name them beforehand, and let's go back to our entry form, choose another file, and it's under the desktop. Let's just change.
So now it's kangaroos.
So now we've actually named them.
Yep.
So if we click on that one there, let's open that.
And now we'll sing a song while we're waiting.
But it should automatically
pick that title up.
Drop that on there unless we haven't ticked something.
That's right.
Hasn't put the title in. I bet you there is an option somewhere.
There's something we didn't tick. So let's hop out and we can
we'll click next on that.
Okay.
And let's hop out of it.
Because we'll show you how we can come back into this.
You can come back into it.
Yep. So we'll do a little example here.
So at the moment it's showing the 2 photos we put in.
Yep.
And I didn't put a title in. Shouldn't it have warned us over not putting a title in?
Well, that's what we haven't ticked.
Okay.
Somewhere we've ticked. So we were print there.
Yeah, which we won't, but that's where you'd normally print.
Yep.
And let's close that. Close that. Let's go back into the Photocomp software.
And potential Photocomp to club comp organisers, you will do this a couple of times in the early days where you'll go in and look at that because you'll set up a test comp and you'll do entries exactly like we're doing it, and you'll find something like this and you'll go, oh, what's gone on there? So
We want to update competition data.
yep,
When you've actually got this all nailed out, I would recommend that you don't play too much. If you're doing an actual competition and members are already starting to enter into that competition, I would recommend not playing with the competition too much. I mean, Phil would have a lot more knowledge into it, but I always look at things, keeping things as simple as you can, keep things as clean as you can. And once the comp is up there, I wait till everybody is entered. I don't do anything until everybody's entered and the competition shuts. Then I'll download them, and through doing that, I don't have problems. I'm sure it's probably forgiving in different areas, but I don't want to know.
no,
I don't want to know about it. I try to do that with most software. Is keep it as simple as you can, and don't overcomplicate things. And yeah, you can mess it up.
So while Brad's saying that, and that's all common sense, we were print open and viewed as PDI, print only, Photocomp. Well, it's not there, is it? It must be back earlier.
Could be in the main. Just click on web, and web options. Click on the title text on download. That can't be it.
This was what I was talking about, the show class menu instead of step-by-step entry. Okay, so that's where you get those highlighted boxes. If I turn that off, you just go through page by page. It's purely a choice thing.
So click apply and just go back into it again. We've got to see what's going on here.
Checking here, so
yeah, we're in print.
Got to be something to do in with optional, with required PDI, viewed as PDI, print only. Aha, there it is.
Titles are required. Well, that's why
Titles are required.
Yeah. That's why I didn't. And that probably will fill it in automatically. That's probably
It may well. So it's JPEG, 2 megabytes. Now we need to also, while we're here, go and check that one.
Yep.
Titles are required. So you can see how you do have to go back and just double check everything as you go to make sure that
has
see
it
here.
default clicked. Click apply. That's it.
Okay. Just let me check here again. I'll just check that Brad has done this properly for me.
Yeah, that's it.
It's the trouble. Here we go. Look at this again.
I don't know. Can't find good help anywhere.
No, it's really hard to find.
You didn't have to agree with me so quickly there, Grant. I was hoping, no, you're fine, Brad. But no, you are so right, Brad. It is so hard to find good help.
I speak the truth, Brad.
Okay.
And I guess the truth hurts sometimes, doesn't it?
And I know full well that that'll come back.
Well, you know what happened last time with the software? Mr. Panadrama over there.
Okay, so that's all correct. So it's apply, publish to web.
Now
You
got to do this
because you've now changed the specifications, and it is. And again, we always check the upload the members list, because you may have, for example, a member may have phoned you and said, I can't get in. Well, and you've gone and checked in and there's a typo in the email, for example. So you have also changed that at the same time as you've done this, and you upload again. So away goes the specification, and on our internet servers here, it'll walk over to the server. So that's all happening. It's all good. We wait. We look forward to Monday with his new internet connection with Aussie Broadband. So that is now done. We are finished. We are there. Oh, the club website. Where do I find that?
So
I'll let you upload that.
you've made your changes and you've uploaded them.
Yep.
So we'll go back to, I haven't got a bookmark on this computer for it yet, South Coast Camera Club.
There it is. Okay, so we're running again.
Yep.
So now we're coming back into it for the second time. So you've had to go out and change something. So you come back in. Is that a problem? Not at all. So there you are. You go to next again. You go through this process again. You're still going to play by the rules. And there you go. So if you go back to the entries you made, those two, we'll see whether or not it's picked up the titles now.
You might have to wait for the next upload.
So
we'll put the title in here.
Yep. And if you want to remove any of those images, you change your mind, you simply hit the remove button there and go and upload another image.
Okay, so we've got a couple more we'll put into digital. Okay, put the kangaroo in.
We probably should have done this before we went to lunch.
Probably.
Well, that's quicker. What's happened?
Kangaroo's a smaller file.
Oh, okay.
It's only a
it's
vertical.
only a little fella.
Mm-hmm.
That's still quick though.
There we go. Let's put it in.
There you go. Now
Kangaroo.
you got the title. Hey.
So if you title them before you enter in, it saves you typing it in. If you use the correct title.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be the last one, which is also another small one. I left the small ones till last, Grant.
Okay, good.
Alrighty, so that's my entry done.
Mm-hmm.
So after you finish that, it gives you a little printout.
Mm-hmm.
So you can click print.
Yep.
Or you can click next. And that is it.
That's it. You're done. As simple as that. So that is now up on the server.
So now we'll put an entry in for you, Grant.
Yeah, there we go.
And there's those photos. So now that's entering your photos in online. We will now cross back to the Photocomp software.
So just to, at that point, folks, just to make the point there, so the last little bit you've seen, you're looking at as someone entering, okay? So you've done your entries. Now we go back to what's going on behind the scenes, to the talking perhaps more to your photo competition secretary now, or organiser within your club.
So now I'm going to, and this is another thing that I don't fool around with on a normal competition, but this is a test one. So I'm actually going to close the competition off. So if we go, well, we'll say that the competition date, what's today, 16th, we'll say it's today. And the closes, we'll go with, so that's not 9th is fine, that should be shut. So we'll go with that it's closed. And this means that it will disappear off the website, which Andy will be happy then, our competition secretary. And we'll click apply. I'll just double check. Competition date 16th and Saturday the 9th May. That's fine. So we'll apply that, and then you've got to publish it to the web, of course. Oh, we don't really need to do that a second time. Override it, yes. So this, of course, I wouldn't recommend doing with a normal competition, but as I'm saying, with a test one, you can fool around and muck around with it a bit. So that was part 3. So stay tuned for part 4. Hit subscribe if you haven't already done so, and give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.